a beautiful introduction. Hello, everyone. I hope that you're all feeling very well today. So, today's talk. Today we will speak about stress. And stress, it is something that if we are living it unkept, if we don't attend to it, then it's definitely going to creep into our life and cause all sorts of problems. Do I have control of the slides? Okay. All right. So a few things about me. Okay, I'm not going to bore you. There's a lot of stuff that have been going on in my studies and in my life. But I'm just going to tell you that my work during my PhD has focused on animal models, on stress, affective neuroscience, where we were using peripheral neurophysiology, like blood circulation on the skin of an ape or a human, to understand the internal psychological states. So through a lens, through a thermal camera, we were actually able to say that a monkey or a human was feeling depressed, was feeling sad, was feeling happy. So this was something very, very innovative, and this is what also gave me an honorary membership to the American Society of Psychophysiology. Now, this model in the future could potentially be applied in AI, in robots, and it could give, let's say, to robots some sort of understanding what people might be doing when it comes to their internal emotional state. Now, during that time afterwards, I worked at the University of Al Faisal University in Saudi Arabia, the College of Medicine. And after 6 years, it was my own personal choice to leave the medical industry. Why? Because the medical industry is a place where it funnels money into pharmaceutical companies. And of course, we do not want to completely ditch the medical profession, but this was my own personal story. You don't have to relate to it, okay? I have my own personal reasons and my own personal story, which I won't necessarily share at this time, but you can approach me and I will tell you more about it. Now, after that time, it was a very, very glorious time of my life, and I've grown to love Saudi Arabia. And I've learned a lot from friends, from medics. Then I've decided that it is time for me to move from academia and do what I've always wanted to do: interact with people, see people eye to eye on a daily basis, transfer my knowledge to them through years and years of studies, and bring in also something different. So what I do today is basically I merge the Western field of medicine and traditional medicine, and I bring them into one. So I'm not your conventional therapist. I might have the degrees of the neuroscientist, of the psychophysiologist, but this does not necessarily end there. There is more to it. So I founded Limassol Psychological Wellbeing Center. And the reason why I chose stress is because I didn't choose stress in my life. Stress chose me. Since we're all refugees in Cyprus, we all came from a torn country, I grew up in a home that I had to deal with PTSD, anxiety, stress, cancer, all sorts of autoimmune disorders. Stress chose me. And I have embarked from a very young age, being the youngest child, observing my mother, observing my sister, my brother, my father, and I was just sitting there observing. And subconsciously, without me even knowing, I chose psychology as my field of study. But I was being guided by my subconscious. I didn't know exactly why I was doing it. But subconsciously, I was trying to treat my mother. I was trying to treat my sister. And this is why I chose stress. So behind stress, there's a very, very painful story for me. It's not just, another psychologist doing exactly the same thing as anyone else. It's a fucking personal story. And I'm here for all of you. I'm not here only for my family. So the gift that I've achieved, the gift that I've learned, I'm here to share this with you. And when I say to people, I can treat panic attacks in 5 weeks, not even 5 weeks, in actually 2 weeks, but I kind of, if I tell them 2 weeks, people don't believe me. 5 weeks, you're gonna get rid of panic attacks. People look at me and they're, this cannot happen. But it can happen. And I will show you how you can treat yourself. So this is what we're gonna go through today. The impact of stress on health, how to recognize stress, circadian rhythm, and cortisol. This is the foundation in your life. If you learn your cortisol curves, if you learn how do you feel when you wake up, and if you just keep a simple journal in your life based on your mental states, then you can hack your own biology. So this is basically the stats that have come from WHO and a variety of studies, and I will share with you all the references if needed. But what I want you to know is that stress is the major cause of depression. Stress is the major cause of cardiovascular diseases, autoimmune disorders, common cold, chronic pain, gastrointestinal, and cancer. All this glorified bullshit that you hear about the genome is bullshit. Because my sister has been suffering from stress that had caused her cancer. She's been suffering for 8 fucking years. You don't need to have the genome to have cancer. You can just have stress. And we all have a lot of it, thank God. But no one has come to teach us at school, how can I be healthy? This is the issue. And it comes very easily. You don't have to be a neuroscientist or a brain scientist to understand that stress comes down to basics. Are you hydrated? Are you exposed to the sun? Do you exercise? Do you sleep enough? If you have these 4 factors, then most likely you might be stress-free. But if you don't have these 4, then you're most likely gonna have all 7. 4 simple things. And I do believe in supplements. Okay, does anyone have cardiovascular problems here? Or everyone is in perfect health? Okay, all right. Let's shoot the video. Oh, do I have to press it? No. Can someone press play? There we go. Okay, I suppose this one might have not been needed because you're quite engaged. Okay. I didn't think that my talk was going to be so engaging, so I thought I'm going to just put that in. All right. So some very simple factors that you can recognize stress on your daily life. Eye twitching. This is because of muscle tension. Maybe you have a magnesium deficiency. Ear ringing due to elevated blood pressure. Weight gain. And why weight gain? Because your body is very clever. When you have elevated levels of cortisol, actually cholesterol, your body is going to start producing excessive amounts of cholesterol. And cholesterol can either be converted either to cortisol, testosterone, or estrogen. If you're stressed, your body is going to choose to produce cortisol. Tighten up your muscles, engagement, burning more fat, giving you more energy. We have acne, insomnia. We all have suffered from it. Loss of libido. I don't know which of you are married, right? Okay. I've been there. I know stress. We have been very good friends for a very long time. Sugar cravings, you put on fat because insulin and cortisol work in the opposite way. So if I eat insulin or sugars, then cortisol levels will be suppressed. And we also have bruising easily because norepinephrine, which is a stress hormone that is being released by your blood vessels, will lead to constrictions of blood vessels. So when you press someone, when you touch someone, when you hit someone, blood vessels are going to burst and then you have bruising. Now, here's where I wanted us to this is the useful part for you. This is what you need to know. So, there are different people among us, right? Some of us have a regulated nervous system and some of us don't. So what we need to understand, is that the blue one is the normal one. Here, what I have people with insomnia and chronic stress. Because if cortisol is up, then people cannot sleep. Melatonin is not secreted. Melatonin is the sleep hormone. If I have high cortisol levels throughout the morning, then this is work-related stress. This person is heading for burnout and potentially depression. These people are high-functioning, they're achieving every day, but at night they don't sleep. And they can only sustain that for a month or with the use of drugs, if they're lucky. Now, we have high early morning cortisol levels, and here we are going through the recovery phase. And finally, we have depression. This is how depression looks like, right? We have a person that is basically on the ground. They are going through adrenal fatigue. They're going through a depletion of norepinephrine or epinephrine in their synapses, in their nerves. So the person will experience anhedonia, sedation, they want to sleep all the time, they have low energy because their nervous system has completely shut down. Why it has shut down? Because they were not attending to it before. Now, most people are going to come to my office at this phase, when they are not sleeping for a month or two, and they have been chronically stressed for a variety of reasons. Their relationships, their work, and they come to me for help. So what do I do? And this is how you break the cortisol curve. You've seen the curves, they're different ones, right? I'm just going to focus on the one that most people have a problem with. Now, over here, what do I want to do? I want to cause them stress in the morning. I want to cause them stress because their nervous system, it's swamped. So what I'm going to do? Cold shower in the morning. Wake them up. Drop the melatonin level. Put them out in the sun. Suppress melatonin levels through the retina, through the eye. Take them out for a run. Take them out for a walk. And I wish that I had a retreat center that I would take people and just apply this technique for everyone to see that throughout the day, in the evening, they feel completely perfect. But people need to try to believe it. But if you try it, this formula has helped over 3,000 people the last 3 years that have been relocated back to Cyprus. And this is my secret formula. So do take a picture of this because this actually works and it's very simple. If you don't have an ice bath, just have a cold shower. Just have a cold bath. Just go into the sea. This is what is going to help you. Then go for a run. Be exposed to the sun. After 2 hours, have your coffee. Have your supplements. And what supplements? Omega-3 and vitamin D. And then go to work. And from 10 to 2, you have the optimal window of workforce. Optimal concentration, optimal output. After that, there will be a drop, and that is natural. And there, You need to make a choice. Do I just pump a little bit more cortisol? And there you could do some breath work, specific breath work, which will increase your immune system, but also your norepinephrine levels. Now, 2:30, I'm a big advocate of having a B complex, because the B complex is basically going to give you a little bit more energy to keep you going, protect you from cardiovascular health, and also support your nervous system. And this is what we want. At the end, around 7 o'clock, I want you to eat. And why do I want you to eat? Because insulin being secreted from your pancreas will suppress cortisol levels. And especially if you eat a high carb meal and a relatively okay meal in terms of carbs, then this is gonna suppress cortisol levels. Insulin is gonna go up. I will have tryptophan, which is a precursor of serotonin, to the brain, and melatonin will slowly start getting secreted. So you're slowly moving into your sleep cycle. At night, when it comes to sleep, 8 o'clock in the evening, your phone is parking. You read a book. You choose something on the screen that is non-violent. You connect with your partner. You make love to your partner. You go out for a nice walk. You watch the sunset. You watch the stars. And then life becomes more and more beautiful. And this is human life in a nutshell. But if we make the wrong choices in our life, this might cost us. I hope you enjoyed this talk today. Some of the supplements that I would suggest to everyone to have for the rest of their life is omega-3, vitamin D in the morning. Everyone has a vitamin D deficiency. Everyone, 80% of the population has a vitamin D deficiency. Get exposed in the sun, especially early on in the morning for at least 20 minutes. Fatty acids, choose them wisely because they're packed with mercury. B complex and magnesium at night, 30 minutes before you go to bed. Choose a magnesium between 350 milligrams for women to 500 milligrams for men. This is going to give you a good night's sleep. Of course, there are more supplements when it comes to sleep. L-theanine, ashwagandha, rhodiola, based on the occasion. L-theanine, based on the occasion. If you have negative thoughts in the evening, if you find it difficult to sleep, if you wake up and you feel unrested, there are different supplements for each sleep condition. These are your references. I know that science, until today, is king. But if you felt things in your body, science would not be king. Because you would not need me to tell you that you have to believe me because I'm a scientist and I have all the references. No. The only thing you have to do is connect to yourself at such a deep level that you're able to feel what is good for you and what is not good for you. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Stephanos. Brilliant. I hope you're all feeling relaxed but not asleep. Have we got any questions for Stephanos?
Hi, doctor.
Hey, brother.
It's me, hi. I have a question. So you demonstrated the optimal way to set up your day in order to have the best chemicals in your body. But my question is, how would you arrange an intense workout within what you demonstrated? Because what I notice sometimes, a workout can either give you energy or it can take away energy. And I noticed if it's an intense workout, sometimes I'm not able to fully apply myself mentally to work afterwards. So how would I apply that workout in that schedule that you showed?
Okay. First, congratulations that you're feeling your body. This is the first level of awareness. I'm feeling this does not work for me. And I've been there where you've been because I was working out like a maniac. Now I just regulate my diet, I exercise less frequently, and I have a better body. So it's a matter of balancing out your workouts, balancing out your lifestyle. You might not need the conventional gym. You might need some other form of activity, exercise. So it's in your hand to change that, really. It's up to you. And I suggest you change, because when you're unable to function at work, then you will be led to burnout and depression. You'll be led there because your nervous system is gonna get drained.
We're running a little bit behind, but one more question. Okay, thank you very much, Stephanos.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.